Namaste, and once again, welcome to this new chapter called Up Union through Path of Prayer. Up signifies rising ourselves, connecting with the up. So, UPP, up, not just up. So, union through path of prayer. And naturally, the very first thing comes is there are lots of connotation, lot of interpretations, lot of different meanings. Like we have a particular sense about a prayer. So I would request those who are present and those who are watching online later on a YouTube or the recording, put it on a chat or in the comment section. What do you mean by a prayer? What is prayer mean to you? So it would be really nice to know your views, your feelings about the prayer. What you mean by prayer? Wonderful soul's aspiration. Yeah, so Varsa said it's a soul's aspiration. For me, it is more like a communication, a dialogue with a Parampriya where I can share, ask, give, do everything. I think it's Shweta. Shweta says direct communication with the divine. Yeah, beautiful. So every one of us has various ways. Welcome, Shweta. Welcome, Kanika. Welcome, Preetu. Surrender. Yes. Through prayer, we can surrender. And then there are, like in India, we have so many saints, the Bhakti Marg, the whole devotion, so many poems, so many uh, prayers written around this element of surrender and devotion. Beautiful. And you can keep on sharing as thing comes. So when I was reflecting and making this PPT, it came, what is prayer? So a few words came. I just noted them down. As some of you already mentioned about surrender, communication. It is also an adoration. You praise, you just feel so much gratitude, or you just want to praise the nature, maybe the beauty, the overall beauty, the harmony, the power. You just want to praise and praise and praise. Today afternoon, I was having a conversation with someone, and she inquired about what is this up program, union through path of prayer, and I was sharing, and she was like, "I don't pray much nowadays, but in a younger times, in during my childhood, just by listening, I have learned one prayer called Lalita Sahasranam, and there is no asking in that. It is just the praising. It is just the beauty, the Lalita, and just giving the hundred thousands names, Sahasra, thousand names to it, like hundred names to it. That itself can become a beautiful prayer. So there are so many different kinds of prayer also there. So it's a big area of a work, and in different culture, different religion, there are various forms of a prayer, starting from the adoration, gratitude, petition, meditative and contemplative prayers, prayer asking for forgiveness, prayer for purification. Uh, so there are various types of prayers also there. So let me ask this question. What types of prayer you generally do, and types of prayer somewhere you feel you know about, like if we can say, okay, I know about them. Okay, so I'm putting this as a question here. Okay, type of prayer I generally do, prayers type I know about. So you can put your uh,
Good evening, Bhaiya. It's Kanika.
good evening. Yes, Kanika.
I have a slight, uh, you know,
Hmm.
uh, fever, so I won't put the camera on, but I thought I must
It's okay.
share.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
I just talk to the universe, to
Hmm.
Paramatma. I have
Hmm.
started now calling him, like I don't say him, her, but like basically
Hmm.
Om. And
Hmm.
then I just share my heart. Whatever I'm feeling, I will share. I might even chant Om while praying sometimes.
Hmm. Yeah.
But it's for me, it's like a communication from me to the external, to the universe, or and also to the one within. But prayer is like outgoing, and when I do meditation, I feel it's like incoming, like getting messages. So just thought I'll share that.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing.
This is going really great. I love the topic. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, it's a grace. So we call down the grace, calling the grace for protection. Tripura Sundari ji is sharing. Priya is sharing
Right.
a prayer in my practical life has been chants and then offer it to each and everyone in this world.
So
Loka
amazing.
samastana sukhino bhavantu. How beautiful it is.
You
Uh,
amazing. So happy to be here, Bhaiya. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Be here and let's see how we all contribute in this space.
Sure.
Uh, so this one of the seed, I would not say, or the part of the seed lies in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, shlok number 8, where divine Shri Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chiduskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And the previous slok 4.7, it is more famous slok, right, which is been popularized by the television serials and all of that is like yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanaya dharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. So he says for the protections of the Satpurushas, right? Satpurusho ki raksha ke liye, for the deliverance of the good. So we need to call, we need to pray. Then there comes. Recently, someone was sharing who is there in the our group also right now that Yashodama had prayed that Lord, you come in my womb, I would hold you. And like that, there are so many women who have prayed to Lord that I don't want a normal, ordinary child. I want a divine, you, to become my child. Come, take a birth in my womb. And they created that womb, kind of a Hiranya Garbha, part of it. That is the power that God also takes a birth listening to the prayers of a devotee. And so many, like, so many different stories we have around prayers. And one of the Chinese proverb or a belief is that if there are 12 sincere men, women, whatever we human beings, if they gather together and they collectively pray, they can change the circumstances, they can bring the new earth on this world. And Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist monk, he also shares about the power of the prayer, the collective, and the community, the Shanga. In one of his lecture or in his writing, he shares the next Buddha would be a community, not a one individual. It would be lovely to have a community of a people who is calling it out consistently with some intensity and not just for a few minutes in a day, but throughout the day, continuously calling, calling, calling in whichever form, whichever way coming to them. So I share furthermore. Yeah. So, what type of prayers you generally do and types of prayer you are aware about, if you like to share in the chat, or you can unmute and also share. Yeah. So, Priya shares from childhood, it started with mantra chants. Nowadays, it is also about writing more and more, pouring my gratitude and love, and sharing to the Divine Mother, praying to her to purify the instrument for her works. Yes, prayer for purification. How wonderful. Lalitra Sahasranam contains the most beautiful names of the Divine Mother. Yeah, so just adoring that beauty, right? That can become a part of a prayer. So I would share what kind of a prayers and things which we are looking at. So you can note down all these things. Maybe it would be helpful. Maybe in the next video, we'll work more on this area. Let me go further. And before going further, let's just take one deep breath, and whatever name of the divine, whether it's form of a mother, form of a father, form of a guru, whichever form, or as a friend or a lover, whichever form, or no forms, the higher, the just energy, it comes to you. Just call it, as one of the Mirabai's bhajan goes, सांसों की माला पे सिमरू मैं पी का नाम. So with every breath, I remember the name. That itself is a shortest prayer possible. Just remembering that name and calling that name with every breath. So we just talk about different, so different virtues, different values are also associated with the prayer. Our faith, our trust, gratitude, and so on. So while working, I found this few important element which I would like to share. So prayer is very personal thing in general. It emerges from our heart or heart of the heart or the deeper self or from the soul or from the psyche. Um, there can be many other names as one likes to give it, as one loves to give the name, which our mind enjoys, our heart enjoys. So, in general, the prayers are addressed to a person, it's a higher being or a higher forces. So, in the history of a religion, the way the humanity has evolved, Swami Vivekananda, in his talks on Gyan Yoga, talks about history of religion, and he shares that it's very much possible that we, as we grow human, our first prayer started towards the nature, different elements of a nature, whether it's a wind or a fire or a rain or a river or a mountain. That's how the whole thing must have started. The animalism, the paganism, and so on. So essentially, the prayers are addressed to something, some higher power, some higher forces, some higher being, without which we cannot pray. Whether it's a form or a formless, that's okay. Your prayer can be personal, you can make it very personal, as well as you can make it very impersonal. The prayer can be for yourself, individual, as well as for the whole collective, for the whole earth. It can be done individually as well as it can be done collectively. Also, the higher being, that part which we are talking about, it can be within, it can be the universal aspect of it, or it can be transcendental aspect also. So in this, all these three layers, the God, the divine residing within us, one can pray to it. The universal mother, universal being, one can pray to that also, and as well as the transcendental part of it. So this is again a short kind of a summarization about the prayer. So I again ask you to take now pause, observe your natural breath, go inside your body, feel your body, and bring your awareness to your heart. And let the prayer emerge out from your heart in whichever form, whatever as we are talking, sharing, and listening. If any deity, any god, any guru, any higher forces or a being or the transcendental aspect or a formless, whatever you feel like addressing at this point, let it come and your awareness comes to your throat, the chakra for expression, and you can write it down or you can just speak it up in your mind or through the physical or through the drawing, whichever form it comes. Work can also become a prayer in its larger sense. You can work, you can pray through your work by offering that work. You can pray while eating by offering that food, making it a prasad. So many forms. I'm sharing what is coming to me. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Prayer have the power to slowly take away the object of praying for something is my experience. True, it just is. Mm. Yeah, someone has put a chant, a mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasi Arvindaya. To me, what came was, it just is kind of a thing. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. So the truth, one can pray to that truth also. Because we are expressing it through a poem, through a writing, through a mantra, through a work, there is generally a sort of a personification. Yeah, beautiful. Let thy will be done. A constant prayer from sadhana of Divine Mother. Yeah, let thy will be done. May I be the instrument. Om Ma. How lovely. Yeah. Let's be with it and continuously observe this chant, these words, like a tape recorder running in our physical mind, right? And the other active mind is also aware about this. Like we work on a computer, laptop, mobile nowadays, so many different applications running on. And in the background, there are so many other applications, so many softwares are running on. So just like that, if we are able to create this one software in our head where this mantra, this prayer keeps on running on 24 hours. How beautiful it would become then, right? And anytime we feel disturbed, we are not balanced, we don't have a peace, we find very difficult to live in the world, the chaotic world outside. We can just instantly open this application running in our head, the union of pathway, creating that pathway of our neuron circle, that circuit, and just tapping into that beauty, tapping into that harmony, tapping into that peace, just like that click as we click, as we enter in the keyboard or put it a touch, how beautiful it would become. Yes, so this whole project is to develop this part of it, to share more such prayers to the people, as well as do some sort of our own research, whatever is being called upon. I think most of us are here generally familiar with parts of being and certain nuances, but still, for other people, I'm sharing few parts so that when I share the documents and all, it would be easy to understand and grasp. Yeah, the sincere prayers are always answered. Sincere prayer. So, sincerity is one big virtue, one big value we have to cultivate. And I hope through this project we cultivate that also and bring that more into the world, the value of sincerity. Yeah. So different traditions talks about different parts of a being. Some talks generally about body, mind, and spirit. Some talks about Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha. And with these koshas, the layers, there is a Manomaya Purusha, Pranamaya Purusha, Annamaya Purusha. The being, the Purusha here means the being element of it. And then it has a Prakriti, the nature, doing element of it. And this union of doing and being brings to becoming. So that's the our ultimate aim. So similarly, Sri Aurobindo also talks about different parts of being. Uh, Arul and the team worked upon it. There are a few other people, and they design a system kind of which is more general and universal in nature. So basically, we know about the matter, the body, the physical, just like the hardware of a computer. The hardware runs on a certain signals, the electrical current, which you can say the sensorial forces. It's an energy which is moving of a particular kind. And then the energy also has some sort of a power, the drive to do, to put everything into the action. And then we are not just a robot, not just an uh, stone. Even they also have certain sense of an emotion. When the energy starts flowing, there is a lot of interaction happens, and with this interaction, certain feelings gets generated. And with the development of the cognition, this affectionated part develops further, and we start labeling them with various sorts of emotions and various feelings. And with this development, we start using it for our memory. We store these emotions, these pictures. We start categorizing them. And to do that, there is a part of our mind who can stand back and create a visual, create an image of it. Very creative mind, very visualized mind, which has a lot of ideas to communicate, express. And the other mind, the data which brings the precision into it, the accuracy into it, the judgment into it, the methods into it. And behind all of that, more subtle aspect, the integration of all of that together, of various experiences, all the different senses, not just five, six senses, all the Gyanendriya, all the Karmendriya, all those put together, and not just yours, the whole world together. And then the witness, the deeper self. So these are the general 8 parts of a being, and it has three aspects: the outer aspects, which the surface, which we are generally aware, and we take lot of interest about it for keeping our health ready, our sense alert and awake, our mind developed, expressive and creative and critically thinking and analyzing, emotionally full and sensitive, body and energy is flowing and moving. We take a lot of interest in outside part of it. At the same time, there is a subtle in the inner world of all this part of a being, and we need to take more and more interest to know about that also in the nature. And behind this outer and inner, the gross and a subtle, there is a true being, the true physical, the true sensorial energy and emotion, together known as a vital, the true mental, the manomai, and the true psychic or a true deeper self. And one of the idea which I have is, can we write, can we make prayers, or can we find more prayers from the different scriptures, different cultures, different languages? The prayers return to this truer self within us. So that's a one kind of a work. Then the truer self in the universe and the transcendental form. For example, if I'm feeling little bit weak, low in energy physically, can I call my true physical being and kind of ask to reclaim the natural state of health? Go back to my original natural state, which is healthy, happy, harmonious, pure, highest of its kind. So if we are not able to find such prayers, we can create a prayer by connecting to that part of ourself, and from ourself calling it out to that truer part of our being which is around our soul. And it develops. It is there in everyone, which is waiting to be expressed out, the true self, the Sat in every one of us, the Sat Purush, the true being. So this is the attempt through this project to connect to that Sat, to that truth, which is hidden inside this matter, this substance, and bring it out through the prayer, unite with it more and more in all these three aspects of individual, universal, and transcendental, and do it personally, individually, as well as collectively. So we would hold regular or whichever way collective sessions for a prayer on particular topic, or calling it out particular purusha, particular being, and or maybe just for the universe, for the whole world, for the whole humanity, which is going through lots of turmoil, lots of war, uh, all those problems. So this calling is very, very important, very much needed in a various form. So the next Buddha, next Avatara, whatever in whichever form, the next evolution which is waiting comes, and we all are transformed and get evolved through that. So this is a offering. Let me show you the few of the things which has been put together for our session. So I would share this file which has a list of topic which is not, it is not extensive yet. You can also add some topics if I have missed out something. So any prayer, if you find there are so many prayers while eating or before starting eating, or addressed towards the food, growing the food even. So there might be prayer which farmers might be doing in your area, or while cooking. What should be the prayer while cooking? What kind of an attitude? Prayer is also about attitude, holding that particular attitude. Similarly, sensing. So I found few interesting prayer and I have given some examples also here in this document. I would share that. And all these document are put in under this one Google Drive, one folder. So there are this document as well as two other folders. So if you find any other prayers from different religion, different regions, different cultures, languages, you can put them into religious and other prayers. And there is a prayer came during the session. So any prayer came, and if you feel like sharing with the larger world, you can write it, you can type it, you can take a picture, whichever way. You can upload it in this folder, prayer came during the session. So anybody else maybe feel connected with that prayer or they want to use that prayer, it goes. Just like our saints, the so many Mirabais, Andal, Kabir, so many others, Nanak Dev and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Uh, I was listening to the someone, I forgot, I'm not getting the name. Uh, his name is what? I'll get that. A beautiful prayer written. Saint Francis of Assisi, right? Beautiful prayer, serenity prayer. So I'm getting some details more like different types of a prayer in Christianity. So much, and then there is a process also which is quite similar. It's like what we did little bit, like a speaking, taking a time to listen after speaking, connecting with that higher element, creating that space and journaling that prayer about and requesting to being open our mind, our heart, right? So there are various forms of prayer. There are a few websites also. I would share some resources wherever you find a time, can do it. Sharing one example of a prayer which involves lot many part of a being, and this is something which is so much needed in current time where we are hooked to so many addictions and habits. Our outer behavior, whether it is gaming or a porn addiction or just scrolling through social media or being anxious after listening to the temptation to eat food, outside food. So many different temptation it comes. The devil, the desires of temptation. And I found this interesting prayer. I don't know the exact source of it, but it says, let us do it together with the folded hand in front of your heart. I am reading, and you can also pray along with it. Gracious God, I so easily fall prey to patterns of behavior that separate me from you and others. I want to do the right thing, the good thing, the loving thing, but temptation stalks the realm of my life like a prowling animal. Before I know it, I have fallen into its grasp and begun the downward spiral into what is less than full life. Help me, Lord, to see when temptation is trying to cleverly captivate me. Help me, Lord, to see when temptation is trying to cleverly captivate me. Give me the strength and fortitude to make choices for health and spiritual wholeness. Keep me faithful in my love for you and faithful to the wonder of being given the gift of life. I ask this for the sake of your love. I ask this for the sake of your love. I ask this for sake of your love. And to my surprise, just 2 hours back, let me share this. Kanika is also here. She would also like this one gift, kind of. So, two
Sure,
hours
bhaiya,
back,
sure.
yeah, I took out
Oh,
this
that's
card
beautiful. So nice,
called,
bhaiya.
yeah,
That's
called Mode
amazing.
of Goodness. There is one more card, yes, which I would like to read. Exactly the prayer which we did has a clue from this slok from chapter 2, verse 67 from Bhagavad Gita.
Wow.
It says, Winds of Desire. Title is Winds of Desire. So, in fact, I would read out the shloka, and you can, instead of looking at me, you can meditate on this beautiful form, the picture, adore
Hmm.
the Lord. And it says, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano no vidiyate tadasya harati pragyam vayurnavamivambasi. As a boat on the water is swept away by strong wind and thrown off course, even one of the senses on which the mind focuses can carry away one's intelligence. This is exactly what we read, we prayed right now, that the moment the mind focuses on one senses, even one senses for a fraction of second is enough to take you, bring you somewhere else. And that's what the in Hindi it says, क्योंकि विषयों के ग्रहण और भोग में जाती हुई इंद्रियों के पीछे जो मन अनुसरण करता है, वह मन वह मनुष्य की बुद्धि को इस प्रकार विषयों में खींच कर ले जाता है, जिस प्रकार वायु नौका को जल के ऊपर बहाकर ले जाती है. Such of the roving senses as the mind follows, that carries away the understanding, just as the winds carry away a sheep on the sea. I'm just, uh, let's listen it in a bigger noise. I hope the voice is audible, not my voice. इन्द्रियाणां हि चरतां यन्मनोन विधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि. So from anywhere a clue can come and a prayer can be formed, or you can find a prayer. So it's this is how the it works, I guess.
It's beautiful.
Uh,
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. I would share the link also of the prayer in the group, and you can formulate your own prayer the way it comes to you about anything. So I want to share one or two more websites. Just want to show and then repeat little bit, and then we can close with small meditative prayer. So just to brief up again, summarize, there is this Google folder called Union Through Path of Prayer. I would put it in a group description of the group. And if you send your email ID, I would add you as an editor also. And feel free to be in the group, actively active, inactive, just praying on your own, contributing whenever you come, attending sessions, not attending sessions, feel totally free. While talking with your friend, somebody, somewhere you go, any retreat, any workshops, you come across any interesting such prayers, wonderful prayers, you can share, you can upload here. And this document gives us the list of what kind of a prayers which we are looking, prayer to Saraswati, prayer to Lakshmi, like so many different goddesses. We have just put them into different headings. Overcoming fear, overcoming envy, overcoming jealousy, or when you feel lonely, yeah, when you feel alone, what kind of a prayer comes? And then I found this beautiful website called worldprayers.org. And there also you can see there are prayers for thanksgiving, prayer for meditation, prayer for invocation, prayer for adoration, prayer just for celebration. So this is children's mealtime blessings prayer. Thank you, God, for good food so good, and help us do the things we should. Help us with our work and play, and everything we do and say. Amen.
I used
Simple,
to do
simple.
this in school.
Yeah. And so there are many such, maybe you might come across such prayers and websites. So that's what I wanted to share about the prayer. Let us end with a small meditative kind of a prayer. So I request you to sit straight. Take any prayer position, even the yoga can be brought. There is a particular asana which we call it as a prarthanasan sometimes, which is just a standing position, the first pose in a Surya Namaskar. But you can do it in a Sukhasana, you can do it in a Padmasana, you can do it in a Vajrasana, any meditative posture uh, can be taken. Your hands can be folded, your hands can be crossed, your hands can be open, whichever way you feel like. The spine erect so that when you open your mind, from above the mind, the light, the grace, the wisdom comes down and it finds easy channel to flow. There is no obstructions for it. And go inside your body, feel your body from inside. And as you go inward within yourself, just like the tortoise which moves its things inside, withdraw all your outward senses inward and find the center in any of the part of the being, in any of your part of a being, you would find your center. It can be the emotion, energy, or the physical, or the heart, in the cave of your heart, or your mind. Feel it completely. Be in that center, and from that center, invoke the truth of that center, the true being of that center, a true physical or a true emotion or a true mind, in whichever aspect it comes, invoke, set the intention to unite, and ask. Ask without any doubt. Ask in a way that you are sure it's going to be heard and you're going to receive. Don't limit with the past feeling and a thoughts and a memory. Ask as high as you can ask. You are asking, you are praying to that infinite. You are praying to that immortal, the Amruta, the Satyateja, the Ananda. Formulate, make it more precise, and like Agni, let it flame in your heart, flame going above your head, the flame coming from the center of your being, wherever you had found your center. And we be in this pose for next 1 or 2 minutes, ceaselessly praying. And now open your heart and a mind inwardly, your inner heart and inner mind, to the truth, to the light, the grace, and in silence, be ready to receive the answer, the grace. Let's be in this attitude for next 2 minutes. and thank the Lord, the God, whatever form you had prayed. Send your deep gratitude and offer yourself, give yourself, not seeking anything in return. And this gratitude, if any merit came out of this, let it go to the world, to the universe, for the well being of all. I seek nothing for my personal gain. I seek only for thy love. I seek only for the world. And with this folded hand, if you wish to continue writing down your prayer somewhere in your journal, please feel free to do that. And in silence, we would close today's session with the prayer for well-being of all. May the love, the light, the bliss, peace come to the earth. We can silently exit the group today's session. And anything you like to share later on, you can do it in the group or personally. Thank you. Thank you so much. Iti Shubham.